How to chat with your crush online. You always see your crush online, but are afraid to start chatting. You're worried that you won't say the right thing or will run out of things to talk about. Don't worry so much. Flirting with your crush online should be fun and stress-free. If you fine-tune your flirting techniques, you can make your crush smile, laugh, and want to see you in person in no time. Method 1. Hooking your crush from the start. Step 1. Don't chat your crush the second he or she signs online. Your heart may race the second your crush signs on, but that doesn't mean you have to race to start your conversation. It's better to play it cool and look like you're not just hanging around waiting for the second he or she signs on. Unless your crush is the kind of person who only signs on for a minute at a time, let some time pass, at least 10 or 15 minutes. Then your crush will see that while you want to continue your conversation, you have other things to do online. This will make you look less needy or clingy. Don't wait too long or your crush won't think you're interested. Welcome to Exclamatory Show. Subscribe our channel to be an exclamatorian. Step 2. Have a fun and casual opening. When you do greet your crush, it's important to start the conversation on the right foot so your crush wants to spend more time talking to you. The key here is to play it cool, but not too cool. Saying, "How are you?" or "What's up?" is perfectly acceptable. Don't try too hard to wow your crush with your opener. You can start with an interesting story about something that happened to you, something you were previously talking about, or something cool you just heard on the news. Again, keep it short and don't try too hard. Step 3. Avoid always being the one who says, "Hi," first. It's important to strike a balance in your relationship. You don't want to be the one who always sends the first message, because there might be a chance that your crush may not be all that eager to talk to you after all. It may be the case that your crush is just shy and likes it when you make all the moves. But if this is the case, then it could be a sign that if you take your relationship to the next level, your crush will still expect you to do all the work. That could get annoying really fast. Method 2. Being playful. Step 1. Tease your crush. Once you get to know each other a little better, teasing will be a great way to flirt with your crush. This will show that you appreciate your crush's quirks and that you don't take life too seriously. Here are some great ways to tease your crush. If he's really obsessed with a particular hobby, band, or activity, you can poke fun at him about that. If he's obsessed with his guitar, for example, you can say, "How much time did you spend with your girlfriend today?" If you like sports teams who are rivals, you can tease him about how his team is going to lose that day without being too annoying about it. Don't take your teasing too far. There's a difference between poking fun at someone and insulting him or her, and it can be hard to tell the difference on the internet. Show that you can be teased, too. He'll be impressed that you're confident enough for him to make fun of your foibles too. Step 2. Be witty. Your crush will be impressed by your quick wit and sense of humor. It can be tricky to show your scintillating sense of humor online, but if you can pull it off, your crush will be impressed. Here are some ways to wow your crush with your wit. Be quick. If your crush says something clever, say something back as quickly as you can to show that you can play ball. Be clever. Make a joke about a subject he knows a lot about to show that you're well-read and understand what's going on in the world. Be sarcastic. A little bit of sarcasm can go a long way. If you're having a hard time in biology class, you can pretend to gush about how much you love dissecting frogs. Your crush will be charmed by you if you set the right tone. Method 3. Being fascinating. Step 1. Bring up interesting topics. To keep your crush engaged, you'll have to find topics that are worth talking about. Make sure you find something that is not only interesting to you. Here are some ideas. If something particularly exciting is happening in the news, you could bring it up, especially if it just happened. You could say, "Did you hear about?" Make sure you don't pick anything too controversial, such as gun control, because you don't want to start an argument before you really know your crush. If something out of the ordinary happened to you that day, tell your crush. If you ran into a celebrity, saw something crazy happen on the street, or got some big news, it could be worth talking about. Nothing will bore your crush faster than telling him or her about everything that happened to you that day. Unless you're a secret agent or a superhero, chances are that most of your day is pretty mundane, and you don't want to look like a narcissist by talking about what you had for breakfast like it's the most fascinating topic in the world. Step 2. Find a common bond. If you're looking to take your relationship beyond flirting, remember that common interests can be just as important as chemistry in a strong relationship. Your love is guaranteed to last longer if you share passions other than your passions for each other. Here are some things you may have in common. Music can be a great bond between two people, so try to strike up a conversation about music. If your crush has his or her "what I'm listening to" message working, look at the song he or she is listening to and say something like, "Oh, I love that band." If the band is having a concert, you and your crush may even end up going together. Your love for the outdoors. If both of you love hiking, biking, or camping, that can be a great bond. The outdoors are not for everyone, and your crush will respect you if you share that love and may even ask you to tag along on a hiking adventure. Your love for literature. If you both love good books, this will give you a lot to talk about. You can even impress him by recommending a great read, or reading a book he mentions. If the conversation is going well, you can even say, "Hey, I loved that book you recommended. Want to talk about it over coffee sometime?" Your love for good movies. If you're both into the movies, you will have plenty to talk about. You can casually mention a new film you're excited to see and can wait for your crush to ask you to come along. Step 3. Show that you have a life outside of the internet. Make your crush see that you have a life outside of your computer. Mention your friends, your family, and definitely your interests, to show that your chat life is just one small part of your fascinating personality. Here is how to show that your world is bigger than your chat screen. Without being boring, talk about your favorite hobby. If you love to go biking, tell your crush about it. Mention when you have to go because you're going to pursue your hobby. Mention your favorite friends, and say when you have to go because you and your friends are going out to dinner, to a concert, or wherever. This will make you seem like a fun person, and he may even want to join. If you're passionate about your studies or a certain subject in school, don't be afraid to say so. Without looking like a nerd, you can show him that you really care about something, poetry or physics, for example. Remember that interesting people have interests, while boring people are bored by everything. Method 4. Showing that you're interested. Step 1. Subtly compliment your crush. Find ways to tell your crush what you really appreciate about him or her. This will show that you're paying attention to what makes your crush special and that you're a thoughtful person. Here are some ways to do it. Be casual. Say, "You're so smart, I didn't know that," or "How interesting, I never would have thought of it that way." This shows that you appreciate your crush's insight without fawning all over him or her. Find what makes your crush special. If your crush loves running marathons, say, "It's so impressive that you could do that." Praise your crush's achievements. Say something simple like, "I can't believe you published a poem. That must have taken a lot of work." Step 2. Take your crush's advice. Show your crush that you're actually listening to the things he or she says. This will demonstrate that you value your crush's opinion and that you're thinking about him or her even when you step away from the computer. Here's how to do it. If your crush recommends an album, listen to it. This will give you something to talk about too. If your crush recommends you buy a certain type of phone, pair of shoes, or whatever, if you think his or her advice is sound, take it. Then you can thank your crush for the tip. However, don't rush off to do whatever your crush says. If he recommends a movie, don't watch it instantly and report back the next day. Take a week or two to say, "Hey, I watched that movie you recommended, and it was amazing." Step 3. Show an interest in your crush's life. You should show that not only are you an interesting person, but that you care about your crush as a person. Try to strike a balance between talking about yourself, your common interests, and your crush. Here are some ways to do this. Ask your crush how his or her week is going. This will get your crush to reveal some information what's going on in his or her life. If your crush told you he or she went to a concert, tennis match, or restaurant, ask how it was. Ask your crush his or her opinion on a certain topic. This will show that you value what he or she has to say. Don't pry. You can casually ask about his or her interests, friends, or even family, but don't ask so many questions that you're getting too personal or sound like you're leading an interview. Step 4. Ask your crush to hang out. If things are going well and you feel that the timing is right, don't be afraid to invite your crush to take your relationship beyond the internet. If you've gotten to know your crush, you can do this casually and not make a big deal about it. Here's how. Ask your crush what he or she has going on that weekend. If your crush says he's pretty free, suggest a casual hangout. Say, "Cool, me too, want to grab lunch?" If your crush's favorite band or comedian is coming to town, ask if he wants to go to a show together. If you're throwing a party or going out with a big group of friends, invite your crush. This will be a very low-pressure hangout, and will give you a feel for each other before you go on a real date. Method 5. Playing it cool. Step 1. Don't be too eager to talk to your crush. To play it cool, you have to show that while you enjoy talking to your crush, your life does not revolve around him or her. Here are some ways to make this clear. Don't talk to your crush every single time you sign online. Talk to him or her every second or third time you sign on. This will show that you're not only going online to continue your conversation. Don't respond to everything he or she says too quickly. If you respond the second he or she asks you a question, this will make it look like you're obsessed with your conversation. If you don't answer right away, your crush will see that you're talking to other people, or doing other things too. Step 2. Don't underestimate the secret screen name. Get a secret screen name that no one knows about to see what your crush is doing when he thinks you're not online. This can help you have a better sense of what your crush really thinks about you, and can help you cool it during your interactions. If you see that your crush isn't online much when he doesn't think you're online, this can suggest that he's online for the same reason you are, to continue flirting. If you see that your crush is just always online, it may mean that he'll talk to whoever whenever. This may also suggest that he doesn't have a life. Log onto your secret screen name after you say goodbye to your crush. Does your crush sign off right away? This may show that he's only sticking around to talk to you. Step 3. Don't be too enthusiastic during your conversation. It's great to show that you think your crush is an engaging, exciting, and fun person, but if you overdo it, you may end up looking too obsessive. Here are some things to avoid. Minimize your use of lol or ha ha ha. This will make it look like you're trying too hard to be funny. Avoid too many emoticons. This can get annoying and will make you look immature. If your crush doesn't respond right away, don't immediately follow up with a series of question marks or say, "Where did you go?" This will make it look like your world revolves around your crush's answers. Method 6. Finishing strong. Step 1. Sign off while things are still interesting. It's important to sign off at the right time so you leave your special someone wanting more. You shouldn't leave too soon, but should say goodbye while things are still interesting. Here's how to do it. Wait for an interesting conversation to start wrapping up, and say you have to go. That way you can say one or two more things about the topic and then say goodbye. This will leave your crush wanting to talk to you more, and will help you avoid that long awkward pause that may happen after an hour of chatting when both of you are running out of things to say. Step 2. Give a compelling reason for signing off. If you want to play it cool, you shouldn't be too obvious about why you're leaving and make your crush think you are interesting and mysterious. Here's how to do it. Casually say, "I'm going out now," so your crush wonders where you're going and who you're going with. Leave it ambiguous. This will also make it sound like you have lots of friends and an active social life. Even if you have no reason to go, don't say so. Don't say, "Well, I guess I better stop chatting so much," or "Gotta go water my plants." This will make it sound like you have nothing exciting going on in your life. Step 3. Show that you had a great time talking to your crush. You don't have to be obvious about it, but you can let your crush know that you had fun chatting and that you're looking forward to talking again. Here's what you should say. "It's been fun talking to you," or "Thanks for the advice about." Let him know that the conversation was meaningful without overdoing it. "I'll talk to you soon." This will show that you are excited to talk to him again, but that you won't spend hours waiting around to see his screen name pop up again. Don't be creepy. Avoid saying things like, "That was the best conversation I've had in my entire life," or "What time will you be online again so we can chat more?" Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.